Come in.
Hey there, Mr. Orman.
Hi, Mr. Cobb. Would you please have a seat for me?
Sure.
What's this about? Well, the reason I called you in here is we've been getting reports that you've fallen asleep at least 3 times this month. And as a valuable employee to our company, we'd like to see if you know why.
Well, you see, I didn't want to have to bring this up. I didn't want it to be an excuse, but I've been diagnosed with narcolepsy since I was like 3 years old. So, yeah. You familiar?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, I just sometimes randomly fall asleep, and this week it's just been real bad. I've been under a lot of stress, so it's been triggering something.
Well, you see, in order for us to help you with any of this, like to make accommodations, of course, do you have any paperwork on this? We would need paperwork in order to, further help you, whether that be by adjusting your schedule or allowing you longer breaks so you can maybe, rest, take a nap or something.
Sure.
And if we need to, we can shorten your work hours. Anything that we can do.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't be too happy with shortening the work hours.
Okay. So, but first, to do any of this, we would need some type of paperwork.
Okay, I'd be happy to bring anything.
Okay. So if you could do that for me, then we could get this taken care of, and we can, help each other. You help me, and I help you.
Okay.
So yeah, just bring me some paperwork next time whenever you can, and we can get it.
Okay. When do you want that done?
Just as soon as possible.
Okay. All right.
That's it. All right. Thank you, Mr. Cobb.
See you, Mr. Orman.
So the problem that I was given was we had an employee asleep on the job 3 times in the last month. My solution was to talk with this person, figure out what was going on, and then react accordingly. If they were asleep because they were staying up all night partying, then we had reasonable grounds to fire this employee. But since they had a disability, which was narcolepsy, and it's covered under the Americans with Disability Act, then first I had to offer accommodations, and then we go from there. My strategy going in was trying to be understanding, and because everyone's tired throughout the day, but 3 times in a month largely affects the business and the output of the business. So I was trying to be understanding and try to understand why they were asleep on the job. What worked was offering to change their schedule, change what times they're coming in, what times they're leaving. What didn't work was trying to change their hours, like shorten their hours. The employee did not want that. What advice would I give? I would say try to be reasonable, and don't just be, oh, you fell asleep on the job, you're fired. Try to understand why they fell asleep on the job. And if it is something they have no control over, well, then try to help them. But it's something they have control over, such as, oh, I'm staying up all night, I'm not trying to stay awake on this job, then of course you can act accordingly and maybe fire them. What HR issues? Narcolepsy is covered under the Americans with Disability Act. So if you knew this and you didn't try to make any accommodations and you just fired them because of this, then there are legal ramifications of this. So which also goes along with the legal implications. They can sue you if you fire them because of a medical reason. Were there grounds to terminate? No, because they disclosed their disability to me. And so my next step is to try to accommodate them. If they had been sleeping on the job because they stayed up, then of course there's grounds to terminate, because that's just irresponsibility. But since it is a disability that is covered under the American with Disability Act, I cannot terminate them based on that information. So what I did was asked if you can bring me anything that shows you have this, then we can begin to work on fixing this and try to keep you awake during your job.